Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to episode number 516 of NoDQ&A video, right here on NoDQ.com, as well as the YouTube channel and NoDQ&A videos affiliate, ringsidenews.com. Got your questions here, more questions regarding SummerSlam, got questions about Raw, the stuff going on in TNA right now. So let's get started today with the first one from Nick Lombardi 9. What do you think is next for John Cena after losing clean? Or not just losing clean, but absolutely getting decimated. Well, there's been a lot of speculation about John Cena. People have been asking me, will this finally be the time that he turns heel or changes his character? Because we've never seen this from John Cena before, where he has been absolutely destroyed by somebody, the worst defeat of his career. This could be a good opportunity now for WWE to change up the John Cena character. Will they actually do that? Time will tell. My gut feeling is that we will get a third John Cena-Brock Lesnar match. It's one apiece now since Brock Lesnar made his return, and they can always do that third match. And going by the current John Cena character and how he acts, you know, one would think John Cena will come back on Raw next week and he will demand one more match with Brock Lesnar. He's still got that never say die attitude, and he's going to want to get back in the ring with Brock. So I'm guessing that is going to be the storyline direction, that we will get one more Brock Lesnar versus John Cena match. But then what do you do at that point? I think that Brock Lesnar needs to stay WWE champion and be dominant. I think it would be a huge mistake for John Cena to beat Brock Lesnar in a rubber match, and that would just erase everything that they've been doing with Brock Lesnar. They're building him up now as this unstoppable monster, and I'm hoping the long-term plan here, I'm expecting the long-term plan is for Roman Reigns to eventually beat Brock Lesnar, either at the Rumble or WrestleMania or whatever. So, to me, Brock Lesnar has to defeat John Cena again if they have a third match, and at that point, what do you do with John Cena? Where do you go with his character? So, WWE might be forced at this point to do something with John Cena, because they need to keep Brock Lesnar strong, but how do you keep John Cena strong when he keeps getting destroyed by Brock Lesnar? So we'll see what happens with that. It's going to be very interesting to see what direction they go in. They also might have John Cena just go in a different direction and not even mention Brock Lesnar and say, you know what, I lost, but I'll never give up. And, they won't really announce a rematch or anything. They'll just have John Cena move forward, or they'll have somebody, they could have John Cena cutting his promo and somebody will come out and start a new feud and get in John Cena's face, and that way they can just move away from John Cena versus Brock Lesnar without having to do that third match. And I could very well see that happening, actually. All right, this one comes from Chris Mace 39628. Please answer in video. With the reports of Bully Ray leaving TNA and one of the Wolves breaking his legs, what will they do with their tag team series for the titles, and what will happen with Team 3D going into the Hall of Fame? Well, it's just another set of unfortunate circumstances for TNA. With Bully Ray, it's another situation where you have a guy who's being paid a lot of money, who got a good contract, but TNA is trying to cut back. They are parting ways with guys that they were paying out a lot of money to. They're trying to pay those guys less, and those guys end up leaving. You look at AJ Styles and Sting and even Hulk Hogan, all these big names leaving because TNA is trying to cut back financially. Bully Ray's just another guy who was getting paid a lot of money, and TNA doesn't want to pay him that much money anymore. So it's not looking good. I think that if Spike TV renews TNA, if things work out, or if TNA finds a new national television deal, I could see Bully Ray staying in TNA. But if TNA doesn't get renewed, it wouldn't surprise me to see not only Bully Ray gone, but Jeff Hardy and the few remaining high-paid guys, Kurt Angle, the people that are getting the big paychecks, those guys are going to be gone if TNA does not get renewed on Spike. As far as Bully Ray going into the Hall of Fame with Devon, I don't see any reason why they cannot still go through with that and just have Bully Ray make that appearance. And, it's already been advertised, so I'm sure Bully Ray and TNA will come to terms on that, and he will be there to go into the Hall of Fame. But beyond that, I mean, it's very much up in the air, especially with Spike TV and TNA not coming to terms as of the recording of this video. And yeah, regarding the Wolves, that's really unfortunate. They've been doing well in TNA. They've been a highlight of TNA programming, but at least the positive is they've taped so many shows now that they'll be around, and who knows what's going to happen after Bound for Glory with TNA anyway. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, it seems like it's one thing after another now with TNA, and it's kind of been a domino effect where just one bad thing after another is happening with them. It's not looking good. All right, this one comes from Mike Lyant. Hey Aaron, greetings from the UK. After Nikki's heel turn at SummerSlam, do you think that the Bella feud would transpire into a feud between Daniel Bryan and, dare I say it, a heel John Cena? I think it would be a great match to have at WrestleMania 31. Well, going back to earlier, not necessarily turning John Cena heel, but you could find a way to get John Cena into another storyline without him having to face Brock Lesnar again, if they want to keep the same John Cena character. If WWE is hell-bent on keeping John Cena as the same character he's been portraying for the past 10 years, you probably want to get him away from the Brock Lesnar title picture. So you could very well just insert John Cena into the whole soap opera storyline. But then again, people would want to see John Cena as a heel against Daniel Bryan, and one would think that he would align himself with Nikki, who's a heel. So it's very interesting how they could go about putting John Cena into that storyline. But I mean, they could certainly do it. It's absolutely a possibility, and we'll see what WWE does with John Cena. I mean, I'm really intrigued how they're going to handle John Cena now. Based off of this Brock Lesnar defeat at SummerSlam and where they go with him in the future. And as I mentioned in previous videos, I mean, once they get the ball rolling with Roman Reigns and they pull the trigger with him as the top guy, I think WWE will be more open to doing something different with John Cena and taking a chance on him once they've established a new face of the company that they can do all the merchandising and build the company around as the top babyface. All right, this one comes from WWE fan Dark Arrow. Hey Aaron, should Jack Swagger have won instead of Rusev? Well, considering the fact that flag match was basically just a regular match where the winner gets his flag hoisted up after the match, Rusev should have won. I mean, Rusev should not have been in a position where he would take a pinfall or submission lost. And I figured when they announced the flag match, I thought it was going to be a match where you have to climb a pole and grab the flag. And I figured that match would have been designed for Jack Swagger to win, so Rusev would not have to do a pin or submission job. But as it turns out, WWE just basically did a straight-up match, and that was the right finish for Rusev to win. If you're going to do a match where it's pinfall or submission, you got to protect Rusev, who's the guy you're pushing right now as a monster heel. So in that regard, it was the right finish. The fans in Staples Center were really let down by it. They wanted to have that feel-good moment where Jack Swagger would win and the American flag would be raised, but they didn't get that feel-good moment. So, I'm not sure what happened there. I figured they were going to do, a flag match where he grabbed the flag, but they didn't do it. And, Rusev's getting his push, and it looks like Jack Swagger's run, his short little push here is all but done at this point. All right, one more question here from Dave451985. How do you feel about the overall look of Raw now with the new logo and graphics? I think it looks great. I agree with you on that. As I mentioned in previous videos, I have no problem with the new WWE logo. I got used to it fairly quickly, and I really feel that it was long overdue for a change regarding the logo. They had that same scratch logo since 1997, and that's been, 17 years now? It's been a long time, and the product has changed. The wrestling business has changed. It was time to change things up, and I like the fact that it's just a little bit more simplified and straightforward. So I think it's a positive change, and I like the fact that every now and then they change up the Raw graphics. That's a good thing. The one thing I would like to see be changed as well is, I wish they would go back to the rock music for Raw and, for their pay-per-view events in general. I'm tired of these hip-hop songs. To me, it doesn't really fit with wrestling. Wrestling, I think, goes well with the rock music and, that kind of atmosphere, I guess you could say. When you have the hip-hop songs, I feel like I'm in a club. I don't feel like I'm at a professional wrestling event with these guys fighting and beating the hell out of each other. To me, the music just doesn't go with what you're watching. So that's just my opinion on it, my take. I think overall, though, they're doing a good job with the changes. Another thing real quick, I'd like to see them change up the sets. This year's SummerSlam, they just had the same old, basically the stage they use for Raw and SmackDown with the just the HD screens. It's all part of the budget cutbacks, too. But, I miss the old days when they used to have the customized sets. WCW did it. WWE did it in the late 90s. The custom sets where, for one pay-per-view, you'd have, like, the cars out there, and the guys would throw each other into the cars. And in WCW, you had, like, the Halloween Havoc set and guys throwing each other onto the stage. And, whatever props were there, like Bash at the Beach, you'd have the surfboards, and they'd hit each other with the surfboards. To me, that was really entertaining when the guys would brawl and destroy the sets. That's one thing I really miss when it comes to like the design and the graphics and all that. The old school sets from the late 90s. But enough of that. That'll do it for this edition of No DQ&A video. Thanks as always for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please share it on Facebook and Twitter. Tell a friend about No DQ&A video, and I will see you guys next time for more.